Welcome everyone. So today we are going to solve another problem which is titled as gas station. Let's try to understand the problem statement. So there are a few gas stations that is designed in a circular fashion. That means if you start from this particular gas station, you can reach to the same point in a circular fashion by covering certain other gas stations. So another information given is that there is a two list is given. One is gas, another list is given as cost. So what does it mean is that the first list means the amount of gas that particular gas station can offer. For example, if it's 1, that means this gas station can provide 1 unit of gas if a vehicle approaches that particular gas station. Similarly, 2 for the next gas station, 3 for the next gas station, 4 for the gas station, 5 for the other gas station. If, for example, if this is your vehicle and if you are going to start from this particular gas station, there is another information again. If you are going to travel from this gas station to this gas station, the cost of traveling would be 3 units. And if you are going to start from this gas station to this gas station, the cost is 4. That you can write down from this particular information provided. And cost of going from this gas station to this gas station is 5, and similarly going from this gas station to this gas station is 1, and from going from this gas station to this gas station is 2. And your journey should start in an empty tank, and you should be able to complete an entire circle. And what you want to return is that if you are going to start from any gas station, you have to check whether it is possible or not. If it's possible, you have to return the index of that particular gas station. And if there is no such solution exists, you have to return -1. So we can try to see how we can arrive at this solution. So suppose we are going to start from this particular gas station. I am also going to write down the index corresponding to that particular gas station. Let me write it as index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is array index. And I'm going to start from this gas station, and if I see, this gas station provides 1 unit, and that is insufficient to reach to the next gas station because that travel journey requires 3 units. So we cannot start from this particular gas station. So we have to choose another candidate of the gas station. What if we are going to start from this gas station? This gas station is providing us 2 units, but to reach to the next gas station, it requires 4 units. So this is also not a good gas station to begin with. So you have to start from another gas station. What about this gas station? This gas station provides you 3 units, but to reach to the next gas station, it requires 5 units. So we cannot move forward. So this is also not good gas station to begin with. What about this gas station? This gas station provides us 4 units, and in order to move forward, we just need 1 unit. So this is a good starting point. So what is going to happen here? So we are going to get the capacity to 4 units, and we can travel to the next gas station by burning 1 units of whatever the journey it has. So in that things, 4 already had, the journey exhausted the 1 unit, so it becomes 3. And this particular gas station is going to provide you with an extra 5 units. So here at this point, the capacity has become to 8. And yes, of course, it can also move forward because that only requires 2 units. It's already had 8. So it is going to move forward Yes, it is going to move forward. So at this point, what is going to happen? It is going to exhaust 2 units for the travel journey. So it becomes 6 and it gained 1 unit from that existing gas station. So the capacity becomes 7. Similarly, it will continue the journey. So we can track down the journey and everything. So here what it becomes 7 minus 3, 4. It got 2 units from here, so it becomes 6. Then from here, what is going to happen? Here again 6 minus 4 becomes 2. From here it got 3. It became 5 units. Then again it moved forward. So again it moved forward. Let me select it properly. Yes. Here, while reaching here, 5 minus 5 equal to 0. So once we reach to the initial point where we have begun, it completed the journey. So this particular candidate or this particular index, array index, is what we need to return. If we are going to start from here, it is guaranteed that we are going to complete this circular motion. And if it's not possible, if there is no any of the such solution, we have to return a negative one. So how can we do that? So we can do it in few fashion. One of them is the brute force method. In this brute force method, just like we are going to fix one particular starting point and we will see how far we can go. And if you are able to complete that journey, that means yes, that is a solution. And if you are not able to complete, then update the starting point and see whether we are going to get to the complete that like journey as we move forward. So how can we do that? So let's start with the brute force approach. So the brute force approach, straight away I'm going to write the code. Then we can analyze how it works. So I'm making some space for this thing. So this is the class definition. Class solution. Let's write the method define can complete circuit. So these are the arguments. Self gas is a given list of integer and cost is another list of integer given, and we are expect to say whether with this information is there exist a point at which we can solve, like we will get able to complete the journey. So it's a true or false, that's a boolean. So then we are going to start by getting some information like n, which is the length of or the number of gas station, and we are going to start. For start in range of n. So basically this is nothing but our candidate of starting points. That's what we are doing. We are going to start from the candidate at 0, then the candidate to the next index, so on and so forth. So that's going to happen. Then initially the tank is 0 and the valid, we are fixing it as true. Then another iteration for I in range of n or anything, let's be j, then it would be easier to track it down. Then j, for example, if the like j or something like, if the starting point in this array, if somewhere like 4th index or something like that, okay, we have to, the circular motion will complete once it reaches here. but we need to calculate the cost at here, cost at here, cost at here, but the length is n. So in order to avoid that overflow, the j should be chosen in such a way that start plus j modulus of n. So in this fashion, if the start is some fourth index and j is initially 0, so modulus of like 5, some next would be 4 plus 1 modulus of 5. Here it will be 0th index. Here it will take the 0th index. At this particular point it will take. Then next particular point. But if you did not updated j in such a fashion, we will not be able to reach accessing that particular array elements. That's why this particular step is important. Then we are going to evaluate the tank capacity offered in that particular point. That would be gas of j, what the gas station provides and what the cost required to travel. And if at any point, if the tank got exhausted, that is less than 0, just update the valid to false and break. So what this will do, this will take the control sequence, break from this loop, and it will take it here. Basically it will break this control sequence and take us whatever remaining here, then updating this thing. So this particular control sequence can break in two ways. Once, whenever we able to know that this cannot complete the route, or when it complete the routes, then also it can break. When it's complete the route, that means we got a solution. So that also has to be checked. So if valid equal to true, you can write in this fashion also. If valid, then return start. In that case, we don't need to go and change the starting point again, check, because it's also mentioned that there exists only one solution. So in that point, you can just return. And even after going through every starting point and every journey, if you did not get any of the solution, in that time you have to return -1. So what is the time and space complexity? Here the time complexity is order of n square, because there is back-to-back two loops. Space complexity is order of 1. So is there a better way to solve it? Yes, there is a better way, using greedy approach. So for that I am going to copy few of the information which is already listed here to the next fresh page. Here it is. So here I am going to use few more variables. One of them is total tank, set it to 0, and current tank, set it to 0, and the starting point, set it to 0. Then I am going to start the iteration, like for I in range of n, then I am going to calculate something as difference. Difference is nothing but what gas station provides and what the cost of the journey towards the next gas station. Then I am going to update total tank with the addition of this difference, and current tank also in the same fashion. And if current tank is less than 0, if that is the case, then what we can do is that when we can change the starting point, like starting point to the I plus 1 index and fix the current tank to be 0. You just need to return, and there is one simple line that will do the code. Just return start if total tank is greater than or equal to 0, else -1. It does work. How does it work? We just need to dry run and understand it, how it works. So basically there is one index which is flowing, then there is a gas of I which we are keeping a track, there is a cost of I, we can write it in a different like color, I, gas of I, cost of I. Then we are calculating the difference at this step, then we are adding total tank, this many things we are doing, see, and current tank we are updating. With respect to current tank, we are going to update the starting point. We just need to keep a track like this. So 0th index, so what is the gas and cost, so this information is required. Let me copy it here. So it is like 0th index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index. So gas is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cost is 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So here difference is -2. So at the first thing, since the difference is -2, so total tank would be -2, current tank would be -2. So since the current tank is -2, we are going to like go through this particular state. So here the starting point will be updated as I plus 1, that is 0 plus 1 would be 1, and the current again going to become 0, and the next iteration again the difference is 2, then total tank would be -2 plus -2 is equal to -4, and the current tank is again became -2. So here again the updation happens, the start becomes 2. Here what is the difference? Difference is again -2, so the total tank will be again became -6. Then here the current tank, this condition has to occur, then again the updation will happen. So here the 3 will happen, and in the next iteration here the difference is some positive value. Here the total tank will become -3 because -6 plus 3 is -3, and the current tank here becomes +3. Here you don't have to update anything, you can continue with it because this particular condition is not getting encountered. Here you can continue with the current tank, and starting is not getting updated further. Here again it's +3. Here this total tank became 0, and the current tank became +6, and you can still continue with the starting. And see the last return statement, how it is designed that return the start if the total tank is greater than or equal to 0. In this condition it is equal to 0, so we can return this number 3. If this was not the case, if there's some negative number, we would have been returning -1. So here we got the answer as the index 3. Let's see the particular example we have discussed. See, the index 3 is what we need to return. That's where the car or the vehicle is starting. So this is a nice elegant way to approach. So what is the time complexity in this solution? In this solution, the time complexity is order of n, and the space complexity is order of 1, because we are only going through ones in that array, and all this approach or the calculation has been happening, and we have explained using a dry run. So with that we have explained the solution for the gas station problem. So thank you for listening. So thank you guys.